Welcome to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast with your host, Brandon Seigel. I'm a published author, speaker, entrepreneur, and private practice strategist dedicated to transforming the way that healthcare functions. This podcast is all about empowering you to create the change you want to see. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast and our quick tip episode. Today we're talking about crafting an employee career ladder that does not include management. Dun, dun, dun. I know, crazy, right? But seriously here, how many of you have employees that want to grow? Most. How are you showcasing what growth means within your organization? And defining growth through two different perspectives. One is growth as a function, and the other is growth as in terms of financial well-being. And I think that we need to separate both of those. The idea that there is only one ladder up for growth is a detriment to your organization, plain and simple. I am telling you that you're putting people on track to do roles that don't fill their bucket. Did you know that even though someone may be good at something, it may not fill their bucket up? We assume that what we're good at fulfills us. And sometimes it is the accomplishment of doing something we're good at that fills us up, but the action of doing it is not always what is our favorite. So you may have, for instance, an employee that's really good at Excel, really good at it, rock star at it. But every time they spend 4 hours in Excel, they need a vacation because it empties their soul. Just because someone's good at it doesn't mean that that's what they should do. Well, I bring that up because a lot of people are saying that in order for you to grow, you need to become a supervisor, you need to become a manager, you need to become a director, you need to become an executive, and you create what I call as a one-way road. And at each tier, people lose a little bit more of themselves if they're not in a role that fills them. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go out and I want you to interview 5 employees that are in management roles. Does not have to be in healthcare. And of those employees and managers, I want you to ask them the following questions. Why did they become a manager? What do they love about being a manager? What do they not love about being a manager? If they had an opportunity to grow within the organization in a non-leadership role that had greater compensation than their current structure, would that be desired, not desired, or ideal? Okay, I want to be clear. Desired means that, yeah, I would desire that. Ideal is, oh my God, that'd be amazing. That's like my ideal scene. And not desired is like, no, I like what I'm doing and I want to do what I'm doing. It'll be an interesting survey and I think you'll learn a lot. But here's the deal. There are so many different career ladder specialties. So we're going to start with the idea of base core competency. Just because someone comes in with experience does not mean that they've mastered the core competency of your organization. So I'll give you an example. Let's start with a physician. Just because a physician worked as a pediatrician in a different practice, your principles, how you practice, your fundamentals clinically may differ. And so no matter how much experience they have to start with a base core competency within your organization. Now, they may go through that in a week or a day or a month, depending, but they still should accomplish that. And within that achievement, they've now knocked that off. No one should be governed in above a competency without being checked. So we go from a base core competency And now we lead to an advanced core competency. In this case, this means that we are excelling in the competency of the role and beyond. So again, I'm going to talk with a speech language pathologist as an example. They now have an advanced core competency. They're able to do evaluations in different ways, different tools, different resources, different diagnostic specialties. They are advanced in how they serve our organization. So typically that advanced core competency is somewhere between 6 months to 3 years, depending on the level of experience coming into a practice. It is rare that I will see someone complete an advanced core competency in less than 6 months with an organization, just because each organization can be very different. But never say never. There's a lot of you out there, all different specialties, all different walks of life, so whatnot. So now that clinician, that physician, and right now I'm just talking on the level of clinical staff, let's say nurses, doctors, therapists, dentists, hygienists, all of that. We go from base core competency to advanced core competency to now they can move into what I call a specialty area. And that specialty area has 6 categories, and they will pick their path. And the beautiful thing about a specialty area is you can achieve a specialty area and then move on to a different specialty area. But potentially each specialty area is between 2 to 5 years of achievement to master that area. So our number 1 is clinical specialty. That means getting advanced certifications, getting specialized in a very specific way, that you are developing an expertise beyond the norm in that clinical specialty. Let's say you're like, look, I'm kind of like good where I'm at. I'm not trying to like sharpen my certifications and whatnot. Then maybe you want to be a brand ambassador career ladder. That's someone going out and speaking on behalf of the purpose of the organization, creating a community impact, bringing your brand internally and externally to a whole nother level, speaking about changing humanity through your company, getting it on that gross level of, oh my gosh, WellnessWorks management partners, this is who we are. This is why we're doing this. This is where we're at. This is how we're giving back to the community. These are all the different ways that we are developing change, and they are brand ambassador. And that is a career ladder, and it takes training, and it takes education, and it takes absolute achievement. That's another area. That's your person that's more in that marketing education side of things. Then we've got program development. That's someone that says, look, I'm not an entrepreneur, but I have these program design ideas. I would love to develop a program with you. I would love to see how to learn how to grow something from nothing. And I would like to pilot it on a program development level. And that program development career ladder may eventually lead to the next one, which is our entrepreneur career ladder. Entrepreneur career ladder is someone that is learning all the fundamentals of being an entrepreneur. And within a period of time, they will be opening up clinics with you as a part owner of Future Creates. You are building the roadmap for them to co-create with you on an entrepreneurial level. The next one is training and mentor. That person that says, hey, I want to train, I want to mentor, and I want to be clear. Management and training and mentor are 2 totally different things. Training and mentor is about getting the best out of someone, training them on protocols, mentoring them, being tough love for the excellence of what that job performance requires. And then, of course, we've got our management career ladder. Management career ladder, we're not talking too much, but you get it. You're a manager, etc. I do not believe one is better than the other. I believe it is about what fills their bucket and where they will excel. And doing different testing to help define that will really change the way that you build career ladders within your clinical staff. But get this. Imagine if you could do it for administrative employees too. You can. So we've got our base core competency. Again, you're going to base core competency of being a scheduler. Now we're going to have you be an advanced core competency. You're going to develop the following skill sets to be advanced in this area. And then once you accomplish that with tenure, responsibility, reliability, all those different things, you get to pick your specialty area. We've got an HR specialty. We've got a marketing specialty. We've got a finance specialty. We have a customer experience specialty, an operations specialty, and even an entrepreneur specialty for admin staff. Can you believe that? Yes, we can make that all happen. HR, marketing, finance, customer experience, operations, entrepreneur, all of it. So again, I want to just remind you, our clinicians have the opportunity to grow into specialty areas of clinical excellence, brand ambassador excellence, program development excellence, entrepreneur excellence, training and mentor excellence, and management excellence. Our admin have the opportunity, HR specialty, marketing specialty, management specialty, finance specialty, customer experience specialty, operations specialty, entrepreneur specialty. All different paths for them to create change in your organization while tapping into growth, progress, and development that moves the needle for your organization. So real quick, I want to just give you an example. You're entrepreneurs that want to become intrapreneurs. Entrepreneurs that are intrapreneurs. They are going to build within your organization. The first 5 years for a clinician is going to be clinical core excellence, clinical specialty focus, clinical mentor focus, fiscal leadership focus, marketing focus. 5 years before they even get into the entrepreneur ladder. Then there's another 5 years. Year 1, research and development for new clinic expansion, business development and clinic foundation planning. They're going to open a clinic with profit sharing in year 3 on clinic planning focus. Year 4 is about clinical growth focus and growing the clinic to specific financial targets. Year 5 is an opportunity to convert profit sharing into a formal partnership agreement. Within 10 years, they can develop to be an owner. That is growth. That is a career ladder. That is better than any management funnel ladder can be. And so they got to have the skills. They got to have the resilience. They want to put in the time, but it's possible. So, did you know only 34% of employees aspire to managerial roles, with many preferring specialized career growth over leadership? That was from the Harvard Business Review. Not every great employee wants to be a manager, and not every great manager was once a great employee. Liz Weissman. Thank you for being part of this episode of the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast and quick tips. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like us, comment, and share us. And remember, together we can thrive, not just survive. Thank you for tuning in to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of you. Exciting news. We're now available everywhere, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to YouTube or anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts. So watch, listen, and reach out. If you loved this episode, please drop a 5-star review. It truly means the world to me. Are you looking for more ways to elevate your practice? If so, now is your chance. Reach out, go to my website, or email me at brandon@wellnessworksmp.com. And remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.